Hello people, it's Friday. This is California Times and I am Guy Meyer. And what's the plan? It's Friday the 20th, moving right along. How long ago was the election? 2 weeks ago? There's a transition in progress, and President Trump's going to have to go through his sense of letting go. All right, so the totals, once again, the discrepancies of the votes: Georgia 13,000, Wisconsin 20,000, Pennsylvania 82,000, Nevada 30,000, Arizona 11,000. The issues of the fact that Republicans in the House did a surprising upset, Senate held its own. It all tends to cast a little more doubt on the possibility of some kind of widespread fraud. Otherwise, those other folks wouldn't have won either. And I don't know, for me, and I recommend for President Trump that he put Barbara Jordan on a $20 bill, declare Election Day to be a national holiday, and just make the most of his last 2 months, just about 2 months exactly, in office, and try to do the right thing. Now, what the right thing is a complicated thing, because you can look every day in the newspaper and you can find out how complicated the right thing is. The big deal in the San Francisco Chronicle is COVID. And, you know, it is kind of stunning. There's something going on here, that's for sure. This surge is just kind of hard to believe, but it's real, and so it's affecting everybody. And cases in Marin County up 46.1%. Is that possible? Sounds hard to believe. San Francisco up 136.1% over what period of time? Increase in daily cases, from October to November. All right, so it's measuring a 1 month differential. So, big surge in the last month. What's Biden going to do? What's Fauci going to do? I think we're going to have to go through a mask period. I think the mask ball, we're going to have to do it one more time, probably starting in February, after likely Joe Biden gets sworn in. You're going to have to deal with 3 weeks of wearing your mask. Everybody's got to do it really hardcore, so that you can prove one way or another that either it completely doesn't work or that must be it. Where have I been? Nowhere. The battery died for a minute. Okay, yes, you know it's Guy. You know it's me. You know, everything has its place in life. And here, listen in. What are you going to hear? Anything? Nothing. I swear. Awakening is about letting go. This is Alan Watts. And in this Trumpian, Biden-y, blue versus red, yin, yang, new world, spinning out of control. Look at the white battling over the forces of darkness. Who will bring the peace to the world? The white, it's coming out of the white. No, wait. The peace is in the black. The darkness is bringing the peace. No, never mind. You know what I'm talking about. It's confusing. What if we lived in a world we didn't have any enemies? Anemones. What's in the world today? Oh, disease. God bless the COVID. What a joyful disease it is. It's so gentle. It's so smooth. It's not taking everybody. It's like only 2.2% of people who get it die in the USA. Is that right? Well, that could be worse. Causing us to slow down dramatically. I wish we could slow down more. Particularly me. Migrant centers, rights groups slam them. Greece, oh, poor Greece. Everybody's overwhelmed. As a friend was telling me today, back in the 70s, and I forgot, I don't know if I ever heard this line, but it probably did, because back in the early 70s when there was so much, like, kind of enlightenment floating around in so many different ways, there was a lot of talk about overpopulation. And in the environmental world, as my friend was pointing out, there was a statement that no environmental progress, no talking about the environment could be done without including population or without including ourselves as the source of the problem. I'll put the Pogo picture in right now if I remember. It's us. So in the meantime, all right, I'm going back into today's newspaper, all kinds of drama. COVID, state orders curfew among soaring cases. And then billions in housing bonds lost, delaying building more houses. What a tragedy, we can't build more houses. To help build thousands more affordable housing units statewide, which is obviously what we need. Do we? I don't know. Feels like we're over. Too many. Heartbreaking loss for the Warriors. Oh, please. Pompeo. Oh, here's a good one. I love this. Because I just love the people who write the news and are so certain they're doing us a favor by helping us think about Trump. I don't know, somebody on the bus was telling me that Trump was going to try to start a war with Iran in the last couple of months. I hadn't heard that one. I was looking for that. And then I found a story here. Here. Iran. Here's something to scare you. U.S. attack may bring full-fledged war, says the headline. Oh my God. Dateline, Tehran. An advisor to Iran's supreme leader, who was a possible 2021 presidential candidate, is warning that an American attack on the Islamic Republic could set off a full-fledged war in the Mideast in the waning days of the Trump administration. So I went through this whole article, and I didn't find one thing about that Trump was doing anything in these last 2 months. And yet there's this article, and friends were already saying that Trump is going to, this guy, Dagon, 63, a nationalist. Why? Why is this a story? U.S. attack may bring full-fledged war. It says a random candidate for the president of Iran. Why is this a story? Associated Press or Chronicle. Oh my God. Fear. Spreading fear. Trump allies take frantic actions to overturn results. Well, somebody told me I should look at Rudy Giuliani's hour-and-a-half news interview. What do you call it? Oh, it's so good that you have a brain here, guy. I'm sure you're helping everybody think this out. Actually, what I really wanted to talk about, besides Alan Watts and looking for enlightenment, and how I should run out there, and roll down a hill, ingest mushrooms, and chase a beautiful 20-year-old, no, 70-year-old. Okay, guys, stop. You're not going to chase anybody. Snags in the Census data jeopardize Trump deadline. Census data. Now, this is a big question I got. I was trying to figure this out because, like, why do I once again think that somebody as bad and dark and evil and confused as President Trump might have some points to make here about the world, enough that I actually casted my vote for him. I did. So the president said in July that he planned to remove unauthorized immigrants from the census count for the first time in history. Let's anyways, so it's portraying this as a massive kind of racist thing that would help old white men maintain their power. Obstacles to Trump's plan to upend the centuries-old formula for allotting seats in the House. I guess it goes back to 1790, when, we didn't ask people if they were citizens when they were counted to figure out how many representatives. But there's been, like, a series of laws coming in, 1910 census, 1930 census, and it's like, really? If you're not a citizen and you're here contrary to our laws, we're supposed to take all 10 million of you people who are here, and you're not supposed to be, and assign Congress people to represent you, particularly here in California, which we have the biggest contingent of representatives, and we also have the biggest contingent of people who have are not legal, didn't bother stopping and getting all the green card permission. And so I'm just kind of wondering about the whole element. Is there something to the way the Republicans say that the Democrats just are encouraging all this talk of sanctuary? It gets, all this stuff goes back to people across the border. Sanctuary, of course you're welcome. And then we measure our representation in Congress by everyone, by the millions of people that here who can't vote in an election, but yet whose bodies are measured as somehow representing the U.S.? Am I allowed to think this way? Am I allowed to question this? Anyways, just to be fair about things, the world is unfair. And it goes left and right. And here all these people were protesting in Kentucky and protesting the Black Lives Matter issue, Breonna Taylor in Louisville, and Kaufman and his fiancée, protest novices, joined a large downtown crowd in late May. He said when police officers began to break up the demonstration by firing tear gas and charging from all sides, with a helicopter thumping overhead, he suddenly found himself lined up on the ground with dozens of other protesters, then hauled off to a crowded jail cell. I had never experienced anything like that before, Kaufman said. It was scary. Kaufman's case and thousands of others finally land in courts across the United States. Vast majority of cases against protesters are being dismissed. And, police accountability is huge, and it goes beyond race, and it's major stuff. Major stuff. It's the human liberation movement, rebellion. Will only work in a way of bringing connectivity and no longer having enemies in this planet. Can you imagine that? Is that possible? Am I dreaming? All right, time to go out and play, guy. You've been inside too long. Cheers.